Hello, good morning, everyone. My name's Darren. I'm here representing Team 8. And about a month ago, we had the kind of assignment that's really exciting. We were tasked to help build a hybrid workplace for us here in ADA, right? Now, when we started on this assignment, we were researching all kinds of different articles out there. We're reading McKinsey, Harvard Business Review to see what they thought was a good idea for us to work kind of in a hybrid environment. But then we realized that while these articles are insightful, they don't represent the needs of ADA All Blues, right? They don't truly represent our needs and our challenges as well as what we want to have in a workplace. So to address that, we drew from our experience and we created a survey. Now we surveyed 84 different ADA All Blues, right? So across all markets, across all job tenures, and across all ranks, to understand from you, what are your concerns? What do you want to see out of a hybrid workplace? These are our findings. Some things were great about working from home. 60% of us loved expressing ourselves without a dress code. 55% of us loved having a personal work environment. I know for myself, I enjoyed having my dogs running around during meetings. Maybe my colleagues didn't like the barking, but I certainly liked it. There are some things that wasn't that great about working from home. 50% of us struggled with communication among both with peers and with clients. 48% of us struggled with busy schedules and time management. I'm sure all of you had the same experience where your calendars are getting so filled up, you wonder if you'll have time for lunch. Right? So there's goods and bads to working from home. Now, we've crunched the data and we put up the benefits of working remotely and working in the office. Now, of course, we've talked about a few of them. Working remotely at home, we have certain things that we really liked. We love the control that we had over our daily schedules. Sure, it's busy, but we have control over it because it's flexible. We enjoyed deeper relationships with people that we already knew. And of course, we had a conducive environment for focus and creative work, right? You can have your food around, you can have your dogs around, a very private, personal space for you to do your work. That said, our ADA All Blues found some things really enjoyable about the office experience. We enjoyed the opportunity to spontaneously collaborate at the water cooler, meet someone in the pantry, have a chat, start a new friendship, build a new relationship. We enjoyed the ritual of 9 to 6, right? At 6 o'clock, we check out, it's after work, we can have that personal space reclaimed and just recharge for the next day tomorrow. When you're working at home, the separation is a bit less clear. All these benefits can be combined into a hybrid workplace. Now, this hybrid workplace has the best of both worlds. You can build new relationships and nurture them. You can have a conducive workspace while still maintaining life balance. Now, this is a North Star. We all know that this is what ADA wants and this is what we want to get towards. But how do we get there? What are the steps we can take to arrive at this North Star? As Team 8, we brainstormed and we put together 3 key pillars for a hybrid workforce. It's people, process, and technology. Now, within each of these pillars, I'm going to discuss 2 features. These are by no means comprehensive. ADA is a complex, multinational organization, and these features only scratch the surface on our journey towards a hybrid workforce. They're meant as a starting point, but it's certainly not the end all for us to get there. Starting with people. The big benefit that we shared about coming to the office is collaboration and discussion. So it makes no sense for us to come in on our own if none of our teammates are there. So what we're proposing here is a scheduled weekly meeting in office with our teams. Even better, if we can have a roster to make sure that certain departments also come in on the same day. Let's make sure that we have these opportunities for spontaneous communication, collaboration, and discussion at the workplace, because that's truly what we wanted out of a work from office experience. Of course, having people alone isn't enough. We need process to support that journey, right? So all of us have KPIs today. I have KPIs, you have KPIs. But I think what we realize is that we don't want our performance to be based on just visibility. You don't need to come to work 9 to 6. You don't need to stay here after hours. What's important to us is that you're hitting your targets. And in doing so, you no longer need to be bound by the 9 to 6 paradigm. Right? So what we're proposing here is developing what we call OKRs, or objectives and key results, right? We set these mini versions of KPIs on a quarterly basis, aligned to the department, aligned to the organization. And these would be a quantifiable tool for us to measure performance, regardless of whether you're stepping into the office. It's fair, it's equitable, and it helps us develop as individuals. I think, and along the same vein, it's also important that everyone has visibility of each other's OKRs, right? How else will I know whom to approach, how we can collaborate, and what their goals are? Now, the last pillar that we need to have is technology. So me and my team, we come in on Fridays. And I think last Friday, we had a half and half meeting, somewhere at home, somewhere in the office. And it was a struggle because you want to share a screen, you want to speak into the microphone, but not all the rooms in office have teleconferencing devices, right? So we were literally kind of passing a laptop around speaking, and only one person at a time could kind of see what's going on the screen. So I think offices and technology needs to change slightly. We need to have more telecommunication devices around, and we need to also look at how offices are laid out. Do we need more collaboration space and less hot desks? Do we need smaller meeting rooms or larger ones? These are all topics of discussion, and certainly technology will help drive some of these other pillars that we're proposing here today. Last point to touch on here is automated cutoff technology. Now, I know many of us are working after hours. I myself am also guilty of sending messages late at night. And I think having technology can really help us in this space. Automate reminders. Hey, do you really need to send those messages at 9 o'clock at night? Can it wait for tomorrow? Some of these tools already exist in the Microsoft ecosystem that we have, and it's just about implementing them and using them wisely. Now, we've laid out some of the kind of steps to get towards a hybrid workplace, but there are many different risks associated with this transformation. I'm going to list a few, about 4, as well as some ways to mitigate them. Now, kind of a huge risk that we see is potential bias towards team members that we see in the office. As managers and leaders, we're required to work with our teams to develop them. And of course, we have to rate their performance at the end of the term. If I only see certain individuals every day in the office, there is a potential that I may be biased towards those individuals, thus neglecting the others in the team. There is also the risk that these objectives and key results may lead to intensified feelings of pressure. Of course, these tools are meant for development and alignment. They are not by any means meant to be a kind of punishment tool or to hold us to a strict standard. Of course, we do have an ADA standard, but they're not meant to be a punishment in any way at all. There's also the kind of chance that we have team members that are unreachable, right? We often work with tight timelines here in ADA, and it's important that we're all reachable and we all deliver our results as needed. Of course, we have trust here that our ADA All Blues put our clients first, and this issue is kind of not something that we foresee to be a very high risk scenario. Of course, the last thing that we want to discuss here is perhaps the potential of over collaboration and new project flow. As we chat more and more, many different ideas will coalesce. Many of them will become projects, but not all projects are valuable. Not all of them are going to be life-changing for us. It's important that we have the discipline to understand which projects need to be carried forward and how we should go about doing so. So, in summary, we want to build a hybrid workplace, but we didn't quite know what a hybrid workplace looked like or how to get there. We ran a survey. We listened to you, every single one of you on the call today. We ran a survey to understand what you wanted, right? We crunched the data. We realized that there are things we loved about working at home. We love the flexibility. We love the focus time. But there are many things we miss about the office. We miss the socialization and the collaboration aspect of seeing each other in person. A hybrid workplace incorporates the best of both these worlds. Now, in our presentation today, we underpin 3 pillars of a hybrid future: people, process, and technology. We've introduced 2 features per pillar, right? But these are just a starting point and they will evolve over time. We have nuances by market, cultural differences, and these have to be teased out through implementation. Now, many challenges await us on the road to hybrid, but just as we iterate with data here in ADA, we also have to iterate on the way that we work.